Now, before we start, let's take a look at the name of our protagonist. Alwyn, as a name, is widely recognised as Welsh. I didn't know that initially, I just looked it up on Google 5 minutes ago. In fact, these days I don't really know anything except, I don't know, my own name and PIN number. I don't commit anything to memory anymore, I just access all of my knowledge and opinion as and when I need it via Google. I've sort of willingly privatised my brain to a commercially interested third party. Yeah, you hear that, Google? Owner of YouTube, you happy now? Is that what you wanted? Yeah, you want me kneeling at the altar of the algorithm? Right, so anyway, I feel one of Alwyn's ambitions, once he had absorbed as much knowledge as he could at Candlekeep, was to be a writer, a documenter maybe, but also an essayist, maybe a pamphleteer, who has ideas on society, philosophy, theology, economics and more. And also maybe a storyteller, a playwright, a poet even. So it's great in a way that he's got a Welsh name to follow in the long line of great Welsh writers like Dylan Thomas and you know, some of those other Welsh ones like you know, I should have Googled it. We're in the Nashkel store and we've sold all of our stuff. Well, not all of our stuff, all of our gem stuff. And as you can see, we've got 3,400 gold. So there's a couple of things in there, particularly a diamond and a pearl necklace that really did make quite a bit of money. I don't know where all this money is sloshing around for the merchants, you know, with the iron crisis, but you know, clearly they can shift all this stuff on. Maybe they know people, I don't know. There must be a decent societal wealth gap in the world of Baldur's Gate where people can afford all of this jewellery. But there's not really, despite all of this money here, there's not really a lot we can actually buy. I've topped up the ammo a little bit, but there's really nothing
I'm gone.
that the storekeeper's got that would be of any benefit to us. Viconia can't wear this heavier armour because she's just not strong enough to kind of wield it. Wear it. But what we will do is identify a couple of these items that we picked up in our quest to rescue Dinah here. And one of them is these gauntlets. Now we could identify these via a spell, but that means taking a spell out of Alwyn's spell book, and it's a bit... I'm not just going to rest simply to identify. And also the risk is when you take a spell out is that for identify, you don't then have that offensive spell to use. So Alwyn would have to sacrifice either armour or colour spray for one kind of duration. So I'm not going to do that. So we're going to identify these gauntlets. We're not going to sell the gauntlets. We're going to identify them, which we can do via this storekeep, and that will cost 100 gold. But we have got the money at least, so let's do that. Okay. Gauntlets of Dexterity, the Brawling Hands. This pair of gauntlets was likely developed in Cara Tur to aid masters of the martial arts. Legends speak of such masters from the Far East bringing these items with them on their journeys, though details remain sketchy. So equipped abilities, Dexterity 18. That's rather remarkable. And, well, we have... Actually, it's sort of not really wonderfully useful for us at the moment, because 3 of our party of 5 have got Dexterity of 18. But we're on our way to get Ajantis. So that is going to be transformational, really, for him, for his armour class. Because I think his dexterity was pretty poor from memory. So that's excellent. That really is excellent. I wonder how much they would sell for. Just to give an idea on, you know, just how good they are. Yeah, 3,500 gold. Huh. Okay, well, we've got this other thing as well, haven't we? This tome. Oh, we can't identify the tome. Yeah, strange. That kind of makes it even more intriguing, actually, this tome. Edwin. Sorry, I was just reading that then. This could be... Is this the end of Edwin? I'm not sure. Alwyn, what part of I command you to kill the Rashimi witch did you not understand? Perhaps I should put it in simpler, shorter words. Would you need it be written down and read to you aloud 5 times a day so you could keep it in your tiny mind? I'm not sure, not very Alwyn responses here, but he'd probably just try and say this. Why do you even need to kill her? Is she a person of some importance? She is a Rashimi witch, and it is my appointed task to destroy her. That is all you need to know. And all you can comprehend anyway. What would a simian know of the prospects that will open before me if I gain Nevron's trust? Okay. That's slightly weird dialogue, I suppose. I'm not sure if he's supposed to say that when we've got Dinah here in the party or not. This is just, by the way, a very curious situation, but I'm not really sure
darkness prevail.
Whether Edwin will stay or go. I mean, we've kind of swindled him, really. We've said we're going to assist him with something. We've rescued her, which is exactly what he didn't want to happen, and sent her on her way. So Edwin's probably feeling rather cheesed off with Alwyn right now. And, you know, leaving aside the rights or wrongs of it, you can understand why he would be. Now, the friendly arm is a whole day away. But anyway, let's go. Okay, we're here.
Now, Nartha.
I'll just see you in there, and let's hope Ajantis is there. Right, we're back, and as you can see, well, there's a lot of people here, but Ajantis and Dinah here are here. So Dinah here has safely made it back. Edwin is probably going to be steaming right now that she's just sat there in the corner, probably smiling at him, giving me a little wave and a wink. You know, cooey, I'm over here. Ajantis would have probably had a conversation with Dinah here and been somewhat relieved that we didn't, because we sent Ajantis on his way. And Ajantis was probably fearing that we were going to dispatch her, because he doesn't like Edwin at all. And in fact, if there is a disadvantage to having Ajantis back, it's that clash between him and Edwin. But as I've said, I don't think we really have a choice. No doubt you have returned to your senses and wish to continue our glorious fight against evil. A wise and fortuitous decision. You are correct. We shall resume our quest to bring justice throughout the land. He's not correct, but as it should be. Let us go. Oh. Welcome back, Ajantis.
Not to stand by while this party
oh
descends
God, and
into
this
depravity.
again. High goals we're aiming for. I think that's just going to happen all the time. Right, so
I take honor with this responsibility you have bestowed.
Well, it's such a relief to have Ajantis back. It really is. He's got a lot of bastard swords, hasn't he? Yeah, just such a relief. And he's agreed to come back. We've got a full party. This is actually a good party, I think, now. A good Alwyn type party. Lots of castery type people, lots of intelligent people. Slightly weird people, which I think Alwyn would like. The Ajantis thing isn't ideal, but I think it's good from my point of view. I quite like it. It's an interesting, clash almost to have Ajantis in the group. It's kind of extreme good versus, you know, Zara and Edwin, which are more extreme on the other side. So Bentley, have some bastard swords. 25 gold for that. He can't identify anything. We're not going to have any drinks because they haven't really done anything to deserve it yet. Hang on. Yeah. Right, I'm tempted. Right, let me get this plate mail. It's 1,000 gold, but we have got enough. Oh, we could almost buy the large shield +1. I'm going to get this plate mail for Ajantis. Now let's see what happens to his armour class. What was it with the splint mail? So when we had Ajantis, his armour class was 3. With the plate mail, 2. And with the gauntlets, -2. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a tank. Well, -2 with the sword and shield, 1 with the bow. So that is really rather good. Yeah, that's just transformational, really. Do you know, I'm tempted. I don't think we will, but I'm tempted to get this. Buckley's Buckler. It gives an armour class +1 and a constitution +1, which would be really useful for Alwyn. It would bump up his hit points. So it's a lot of money, but I think I'm going to. Should I get it? It's not any different to the small shield in terms of what it offers, is it? So, and he'll get extra hit points. I'm not sure how many at all, but he will get extra hit points. The thing is, it wouldn't leave us much gold. I'm going to get it, and I'm going to tell you why. I mean, firstly, ooh, that's expensive. 810 left. Okay. Right, let's see what that does to Alwyn's hit points. So previously, 9 hit points with Buckley's Buckler. It's really smelly, unfortunately, which isn't going to do his charisma any favours, is it? There we go. 11 hit points now, just for having Buckley's Buckler. And that, so yeah, his constitution is now 16. And Ajantis' dexterity is now 18. You can see that in green there. But that's going to be... It's not just going to be 2 hit points he gets. That's going to be extra hit points for every level he goes up. So I think that's worth it. Doesn't affect armor class. I think that's a decent investment. So yes, the other reason we got that buckler is because Alwyn has agreed to go after Bassilus. Particularly with the Jantis back in the group. And I think as ever, he's going to go after Bassilus on the kind of... Do we rest now? I think we should actually. And what I'm going to do is... I will actually take out one of the colour sprays and put identify in, as the merchant couldn't identify it. But I'm only going to put one in, one identify scroll in. Actually, yes, let's rest. Right, I'll rest, I'll come back, and then we'll talk about this Bassilus mission. Right, I've just brought you back in here because I thought while I was at the Friendly Arm I would just explore the whole map while I was here. And particularly in light of the finds we had at just south of Beregost, and also at the Knoll Stronghold, I wanted to kind of explore all these maps to see what treasures might be around. And if I just flash up the press tab here, there's a little something on the ground. So we're just gonna
fetch me something to eat.
A very drow comment there. So we're just going to get that. Ooh. Another ring. A bit like last time when we found a ring just sitting on a rock. I don't suppose for a minute that Alwyn will know what it is. No. We'll leave that there for a moment because our first job will be to identify this tome. This is I'm very intrigued by this. Tome of Leadership and Influence. One of the most popular recent tomes of leadership and influence is the cynically entitled book How to Win Friends and Influence People. Okay. Like others of its ilk, it peddles a philosophy of personal ascendancy and manipulation by charisma alone. The authors and advocates of such tomes claim that, by drawing on the most recent theories in sociology and interpersonal psychology, it is possible to raise an individual's charisma by a single point. That's a bit weird. In truth, such increases in personal charisma are the product of magical spells placed on the text, as it is in the writing process. These same spells also cause the tome to disappear after their first use. An excellent marketing strategy, you must concede. Okay. Well, that's a bit of a send up of some real life stuff there, I think, but it's a bit weird how they describe it as raising your... I mean, I don't think people in Baldur's Gate have any knowledge of their own, how many points they have in certain areas, surely. They just are. Charisma raised by 1 point permanently. The book is consumed upon use. Place into quick item slot. Alwyn's charisma is 7, so this would bring it to 8. Which is, it would kind of make him a bit less dislikable, I suppose. Which isn't great. But I think Alwyn would do it. Let's do it, shall we? I mean, there's no point with the others because we don't know how long they're going to be staying with us for. So we could, you know, give them a charisma tome and then they'd be, you know, gone. You know, I don't know. I suppose it might help Viconia a little bit. But I actually think with Alwyn it might. Because his reaction here at the bottom, you see, just at the bottom of the list here, reaction -6. That might actually change that. Because I think that his charisma is in the territory of really adversely, you know, having an adverse effect on people's reactions to him. So let's do it. Alwyn, charisma has been raised by 1 permanently. 8. Okay. And reaction -4. So that's gone up 2. Well, that's pretty useful. He's not quite as offensive to people as he previously was. I think the Buckley's Buckler stinking like an old dead mammoth is probably going to not help. But, oh, bugger. Was that the tome that I needed to get into Candlekeep? It had to be worth 10,000 gold pieces. I'm sure it wasn't worth all that. Was it? I don't know. I doubt it. I doubt it. I'm going to try and get Tsar to memorise Identify, because it would be useful to have another one. Another wizard with Identify. Come on, Tsar. No words needed. No words needed. To be honest, I think Alwyn has more or less given up on Candlekeep anyway. Well, I'm saying that. I don't think he has in a way, but I'm not sure that book would have got him in, to be honest. Right, we're off to hunt down Bassilus. I have no idea where he is.
Waylaid by enemies and must defend yourself.
Ah. We're pretty much surrounded here. This is a bit dangerous.
How
may I be of assistance?
Alwyn cast. Go armour. Jantis, you storm over there. Laconia, you storm over there.
Again you disturb me. You are so irritating.
Get your minor drains out, lads. Imoen, you run down here. So we're going to try and protect the wizards here a bit. Laconio's already taken a hit.
I have become death, destroyer of worlds.
Well, there you go. One-shotted by a gibbling. The first death, people. I'll see you in a minute. Well, I think that's an example of just how brutal this game can be, and why I think
give me strength.
And why I think Alwyn was totally right to be cautious when approaching everything. I mean, that is pretty. I mean, I think that's just a very unfortunate dice roll. You know, you wouldn't normally. I mean, he was in the middle of casting a spell. I don't know if that kind of is an issue, but you know, he had 11 hit points and a pretty good armor class, even with no armor, and he was just completely pulverised. He must, you know, the gibbling would have hit for 11 hit points at least, which gibblings don't normally do they? I mean, God. Just one of those things. Just one of those things with Baldur's Gate, I'm afraid. Right, Ajantis. Your promiscuity is clearly visible from your manner of dress, Drow. Cover yourself for Helm's sake. And what exactly displeases Helm in my travelling attire, Ajantis? The depth of the cut? The way my robe splits right here? Your entire being is an offence to Helm, Viconia, but the split of your robe and the display of your décolletage, if that's how you say it, are an insult to all decent women and men who glance upon you. Your clothes show more than they hide. It would not surprise me in the least if your attire would cause us more trouble than you are worth. My manner of dress is my own, Rivin, and I shall not listen to your sermons on the subject. Already I have heard more than one indecent remark from your poorly reared fellow males. Edwin, is it more indecent for a female to wear what best suits her, or for the males around her to drool or foam at the mouth, as is the case? What are you implying, shameless woman? Surfacers have so little control of their emotions, Ajantis, that lust or righteous fury are clearly visible on their faces. The only thing that still has me somewhat confused is whether the second is not a simple derivative of the unaccomplished first. You are mistaken. I would most certainly never, and not with one such as... You mean not with a woman, with any creature who does not have a beard? Or is it that you cannot see past the skin? The ways and lures of your kin were not followed by the teachings of my masters, minion of darkness and deceit. Rest assured I will never lower myself enough to watch you for more than a second again. Oh dear. Disharmony between Ajantis and Viconia now. I think Viconia is probably... Ajantis just isn't very flexible in his thinking, is he? Yes, a bit of a zealot. I think Alwyn would probably be more on the side of Viconia there. More of an enlightened man.
As
right,
you will.
let's do this journey again and let's not have any gibblings.
You have been waylaid by
Okay.
enemies and must defend
Right.
yourself.
So let's pretend that death didn't happen. And let's do exactly the same thing. We've learned our lesson. And we'll just sling a couple of bullets at
Again
this
you
stage.
disturb me.
Something troubling you?
I think because I got Ajantis, maybe I was a bit sort of more blasé about it. But you just cannot mess around, can you, with these people, with these monsters?
You are so irritating, if I must.
Viconia's just taken 8 damage from a gibbling. I'm gonna have to give her a healing potion.
I have become death, destroyer
Get this one before it gets up. Right, I think we're there this time. Okay. Right, much better.
As you will.
Okay, right, we're here. I'm probably just going to have a look in a couple of the shops just to see if we need ammo and things like that. So I'll see you in a sec. Right, where we are is upstairs in the what's it called? Felderpost's Inn, and there's someone called Algernon. I've sent Imowen up basically to rob any room that was available, but she's not found anything. By the way, I didn't tell you, but at the Friendly Arm, when we were back there, I bought some healing potions, and I've just bought some more ammunition for the group. So we're sitting at 147 gold again. So that 3.5 grand has gone in no time. I noticed the Felderpost Inn is also selling a large shield +1 and a bastard sword +1. And they're both combined, they're probably about 8,000 or something. So You need a lot of money in this game to get the good stuff. Anyway, let's talk to Algernon.
What you want?
Right. That was anticlimactic. This is my room and I don't want visitors. Now leave me alone. Yeah, well.
I've done had enough of this.
Right, so we're going to... Have I actually rested? I can't actually remember. No, I don't think I have I? No. So we're going to rest.
You want some whiskey?
And we're going to go royal. Actually, I think the healing spells will be cast on rest anyway. So we should just be able to get away with just a merchant tonight. Yeah, 8 hours, great. So what time is it now? 4 in the morning. Well, we're going to make an early start, but before we make an early start, we're going to identify... I'm not going to bother identifying this paltry bit of ammunition, but I will identify this ring, which is rather intriguing. Ever memory. Ring of Wizardry. Ooh. Long ago, a grand wizard from Arm was rumoured to have defied Mystra's limitations on the magical arts. Legends spoke of this wizard being able to cast spells without the limitation of memorisation. This sounds rather good. In the end, it was found that his powers stemmed from the several magical rings that he had made for himself. His proclaimed everlasting memory was a hoax, though his rings continue to be one of the most sought-after items in the realms. Equipped abilities can memorise double the amount of first-level wizard spells. That's rather good, isn't it? That is rather good. So, if I put this on Alwyn, and yeah, look at that, 2 more slots. The real question is who to give it to. I think I will give it to Alwyn for now. We'll give him that. We'll give him his colour spray back. And... what is Burning Hands? 1d3 plus 2 points for each level of a caster is rubbish at this stage. Chromatic Orb is 1d4, Magic Missile. Magic Missile, I think. Bit of damage. Bit of guaranteed damage. Well, that is simply excellent. I bet that's worth a lot of money.
Yeah! As you will.
Right, so we're going to try to find Bassilus. And as we're over this side, we'll just go off this side of the map and just see what's there. Presumably he is around Beregost, because that's why the people of Beregost are so interested in hunting him down. High Hedge. 4 hours away. Okay. Right. A bit of stealth, I think, Imowen. Or not.
Yeah!
I've done had enough of this.
We're off. I really want to keep pressing tab because who knows what other treasures might be lurking. Hello. Kiven. Oh no, oh god, she's already... Okay, well he's not said anything. Let's bring the group up.
Yeah!
It looks a little bit shady to me, but Alwyn. armour, please.
Yeah!
Hail! It is not often that I come across strangers in this part of the world.
What foolishness takes city dwellers this far from civilization? Well, it's only 4 hours from Beragos. We're adventurers on the lookout for evil to smite. It's none of your business. I think, as Jantis is talking, I think he would certainly say this. We're adventurers on the lookout for evil to smite. Strange coincidence, I have a quest similar to your own. I have been hunting the bandits in the region for the past few months. Perhaps if we worked together we would fare better. What say you to that? I think Ajantis would be well on board with this. There's obviously someone who can join the party, but I'm not sure. We haven't really. I think Alwyn's quite pleased with the party. Is keen to sort of see how this party fares. It did pretty well at the Knoll Stronghold, although that encounter with the Gibberlings. It's sort of funny time. I sort of felt very confident when we got a Jantis, and then we had the Gauntlets of Dexterity, and now we've got this ring. Yet we've just died. It's a strange kind of conflicted moment, really, in how confident I'm feeling. Not very, I suppose, is the ultimate answer, but I'm a lot more confident than I was when we didn't have a Jantis and we had Dinah here. But no, we don't have time at the moment, which is probably fair. I don't want another person getting annoyed that we're not hunting down bandits all the time. Perhaps in the future. Farewell. Okay, so he's just going to stay there. But that's probably worth noting that at High Hedge there's Kevin, who's prepared to join us.
As you will.
And he looks like a ranger type person, maybe? Anyway, what we want to do is hunt Bassilus down, and we want to do it in such a way that we can
As you will.
get out of any trouble if we need to.
You're a queer fellow.
Because it's no
I've
coincidence
done had
that
enough of this.
Alwyn died when enemy sighted. A skeleton. Okay, how many of these have we got? Oh, quite a lot. What's around the skeletons? Don't know. Nothing. Okay. So, pitched battle. Yeah, there's no coincidence that Alwyn died when we were kind of it was sprung on us when we were sort of enclosed. So we want to try and avoid that situation as much as possible. Whoa, whoa,
By
whoa, whoa.
helm. Yeah.
Okay. Stop, everyone. Stop.
Jalcales?
For the glory of Helm!
Okay. When we need you on this. I'm just going to open up with a volley.
How may I be of assistance?
And see what happens. Oh, no, 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 no.
Hardly worth my time.
What is it? As directed for now.
My honor is my life.
Okay, Jantis, charge.
My actions are yours.
Give me strength.
So this skeleton's near death. Pretty tough cookies, aren't they?
As directed, for now.
They're resisting damage, these skeletons. Okay,
By hell.
they're down. Oh, excellent. They've got throwing daggers. These are really expensive. I just spent another 180 on throwing daggers for Tsar. I've got medium shields and skulls. Let's take a skull. This appears to be the skull of a human. Well, I'll just take one just to see if there's any value in that. Right. No, not there. Tsar, throwing daggers. There you go, mate. Okay. That wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
They didn't really pack a punch, but they just were difficult to kill. Right.
Yeah.
So we seem to be in a wooded area, and there seems to be a building here, which I guess is High Hedge. So,
I've done had enough
My
of this.
honor is my life. With Helm's blessing.
very intriguing, and slightly worrying
This way.
at the same time. Now, who's this now? Permidian Stark. Sounds like someone from Game of Thrones or something. And I've never even watched that.
Yeah.
But
Hello, pal.
okay. Inwards in shadows here, so we can backstab him if he tries anything. Whoa, slow down, I'm trying to plan the grandest of heists here. With all your tromping about, I can't hear a word I'm thinking. Everyone, haven't heard from you for a while. This guy throws a hissy fit because a few words broke the silence in the woods. I want to see him in Puffgut's kitchens in the night of the midsummer feast. He'd probably lose his mind and start screaming or something. He'd fit right in. A heist? That's not particularly noble or legal of you. Fine then, I'll let you take care of all that noble and legal stuff and I'll get on with being a thief. Now get lost. God. People around this place, honestly.
I've done
Just go,
had
mate.
enough of this.
I hope I ruined your heist. What was he trying to rob anyway? Right. Nope. Okay, let's bring
With
the party
Helm's
forward.
blessing.
The trees move. Do you not see it?
I've done had enough of this.
Moving trees are just don't be ridiculous. Right. Aha, we found an entrance. Indeed to High Hedge. More skeletons. Right, back up. I think we can probably get in there without actually interfering with those skeletons, so let's bring the party in. I'm not sure if Bassilus will be in here or not, but what we'll
What is
do
it this time?
is bless this party. Jantis, Protection from evil.
As you will.
Okay. Quick save. In we go. Okay.
Yeah!
Palantir.
I be Palantir, a mighty mage of Baragost.
Ah. I don't have much patience for strangers on my property. Do us both a favour and move along. Unless, of course, you have magic for sale. From the looks of you, you couldn't afford the items I have for sale. Ah. Try again.
With Helm's blessing.
Ajantis has got the 17 charisma. Come on, you should be charming the robes off this mage. I sincerely hope you have some reason for bothering me. I have already stated that I wish you leave. I apologise for the intrusion and will leave immediately. Maybe we'll go this just one last attempt before it's considered harassment, I suppose. Rumours talk of a powerful mage that lives out here. If it is you, I would like to speak with you. Rumours? Bah, there is no mage here that wishes to speak or be spoken of. Unless, of course, if you have magic that you wish to sell. We're interested in selling or even buying magical items. What do you have? Well, a lot of stuff. Look at this. My God. We've got 140 gold, so we can't even buy these level 1 spells. God, look at it all. Look at it all. Oh, wands. Wand of fear, wand of sleep. Oh my God. A maid robe for 37,000 gold. I've got to look at this. This robe of the good archmage. This powerful mage robe offers protection from all forms of physical attack while at the same time increasing one's magic resistance and saving throws. Due to the nature of its enchantment, it can only be worn by wizards of good alignment. Blimey. Well, we can't buy anything. We can buy 5 darts of acid. Blimey. Now that is an impressive shop. Oh, sorry, yeah, we're back in. Zah. Ah, Redlegs, contemplating the sources of the infinite again, eh? Your overestimation of my current subject is understandable. However, I fear my ineffable flow of thought has been diverted to a channel far more base for the nonce. Panda bears on roller skates or balloons, bright-coloured balloons rising to the sun and bursting with such futile little pops. Your comprehension of the trivial is at a level with your grasp of the profound. Nil in both cases. But you're mean. You don't like pandas or balloons, and you're a big phony too. You weren't thinking anything at all. You couldn't, because I was thinking everything. There was nothing left for you. You are mistaken. I was considering a number of agreeable methods whereby a deranged necromancer might be put out of his, and far more importantly, out of my misery. When ye settle on one, I'd like to hear it. Each stick's got 2 ends after all. I'm intrigued actually as to the interplay between Edwin and Zar, and it's got off on a rather good note there, I think. I did actually just go back to Palantir there just after a little pause, and I've bought another sleep spell, which is here in Edwin's inventory. Possibly ill-advised if he's just going to fail again, but I thought it was worth a punt, as it's a decent spell by the looks of it, so let's try that now. Brilliant. Okay, and you'll notice that Edwin is wearing the Ring of Wizardry Evermemory. It was on Alwyn, but just look at the amount of spells that Edwin can cast now. They're 8, which is ridiculous. So what I'm going to do is get a couple of... Hang on, it's gone down to 7. Why is that? No, I thought there was 8, and now it's 7. I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe it's the fact that he can... It says you can cast double, but maybe it's... I don't know. Anyway, that's what I'll do. I'll have that. Let me just take that off. Yeah, no, it's... Oh, look, I get another slot doing that. And I've got 8 again. I don't know what's going on there, but I'm rather chuffed that sleep has been scribed. I mean, you may think that it's obvious to get Edwin doing the spells on reflection.
Again, you disturb me.
Because double 4 is much better than Alwyn's.
How may I be of assistance?
Doubling of his 2 spells, but I suppose I'm still slightly worried that Edwin's just going to take off because of the fact that he doesn't really like us and the whole diner here thing. But I'm gambling on it, basically. If he starts to moan and groan and look like he's kind of off, then maybe I'll give the ring to Zara or something. Anyway, I quite like Thalantir, and we're going to be back here quite a lot, I think, because he's got a lot of stuff that our party would want and need. And I quite like him as a person, really. Just hates anyone seeing him. And he's got this kind of large hadron collider thing going round, which is rather cool. I don't know if he is trying to find
As you will.
the Higgs boson or something, I don't know. But it's rather interesting. Let's just have a little look around here. Oh, hello. Flesh Golem. No, you can't talk to him. Okay. Anyway.
My honor is my life.
We're officially hunting for Bassilus.
With Helm's blessing.
And we haven't found him, have we? I'll tell you what I'll do. This is very much a similar looking area to some of the ones we've explored. If there's anything... Hello? There's a big stutter there. And my screen's frozen. No, it hasn't. Phew. Okay. I might just check the recording. In any case, I'll be back soon once we see something genuinely interesting. Right, hello. We're not far from where we just were. We killed some skeletons. You can see their bodies here. And I've just found some wild dogs, which are just over to the due east of where we are. So we're just going to take these guys on. We haven't taken on wild dogs before, but I thought I'd bring him in just to see how it goes. I anticipate any surprises, but let's see.
Your worthless lives end here.
Okay, they're pretty low level. Yeah. 35 experience each. And if you're wondering, by the way, how we got the money for that sleep scroll, well,
Helm's blessing.
it was Bajantis had his old armour, which I sold. And I think we might have had one other thing. Which sold, so that's how we got the money. Just in case you thought I was, it was mysterious how I suddenly was able to afford it. Right, what's this? Knoll veteran. Oh god, more knolls. Here we go. Right there.
Your worthless lives end here.
Knoll veteran attacks Alwyn. No, you don't.
I'm gone.
As you will. Yeah!
Anyway, I'll bring you back. I'm bringing you back in here just because you can see just in the middle of the screen here, there's a huge spider. And I do feel for poor Tsar at this point because he had a rather uncomfortable experience with a spider back in Beregost a while ago. And to be honest, I don't think Alwyn is particularly keen on the things. What have we done? Well, as you can see, I've pretty much cleared the map. There wasn't anything to worry about. There was about 3 groups of skeletons, another pack of wild dogs, a pack of wolves actually. But these are kind of 35, 65 experience point enemies, and at this stage really we're not troubled by them, to be frank. You can see the party is a little bit injured, but they're just little sort of 1 and 2 hit point kind of hits which the enemies are getting in. You know, at this stage we're pretty much just kind of rolling them over really, which is quite a nice position to be in. That's really all I've got to update you on. We did use a few spells for the wolves, I think, just to ease that one along, because they do pose a bit of a challenge. But as you can see, we haven't rested or anything. This is just how we were. It's now 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and a spider is on its way by the looks of it. So let's just. I actually got Alwyn up front with the warhammer against the skeletons. Just brought him in as a kind of second line fighter, and he did quite well. The skeletons don't really. I think you get a bonus to hit, or at least no penalty with like a crushing weapon, whereas a pointed weapon against skeletons just doesn't work as well. So we're going to try and take this gruesome little arachnid down before before it gets to us. Right. That includes you, Viconia. The AI should take care of this.
By Helm! For the glory of Helm!
Okay, it's going for Viconia, is it? Probably. It's already badly injured. Do we bring it down with a spell?
You are so irritating.
I think probably we will. Actually, Edwin, go for it.
For sure!
Okay, and another one, people. Oh, yes, and a level up. Oh, Viconia just applied the killing blow there. I think now Viconia has renounced the Spider Queen, Lolth. I think she'll probably quite enjoy whacking spiders. The drow deity, if you remember, is Lolth, and it's the spider deity, or it's a deity that looks like a spider. So yeah, I think that probably was quite satisfying there as she plunged the mace into the spider's abdomen or whatever. Well, so Ajantis is levelling up. That's excellent.
Night Singer, give me power.
Let's do that now, I think. So Ajantis is a level 2 paladin. He'll be level 3 in a second. I'll just show you his stats. He's been with the party nearly 10 days, and he's got 29% of the total experience value in the party and 23% of the total kills. So he's pretty useful, even with his relatively short period with the group. Anyway, let's level him up and hope for a decent hit point roll. Oh yes, right. Additional weapon proficiencies, 1. Right, this is the first time we've been able to do this. So we can't go up any more in Bastard Sword. He's got a Pippin Longbow, which we could take up another 1. Or we could go Sword and Shield style. So if we go one up in, if we go to Specialised in Longbow, he receives +1 to hit and +2 to damage. And for warriors only, an extra half an attack per round with a selected weapon. I assume Ajantis is a warrior, I don't know. That's good, but if he goes up in Sword and Shield style, the wielder gets a -2 bonus to AC against missile weapons. And if it's 2 slots, a -4 bonus to AC against missile weapons. That's quite good. What are you getting single weapon style out of interest? +1 bonus to AC. Ooh. Yeah, but we really want the... Hang on. If he has single weapon style, that gives him a +1 bonus to AC and inflicts critical damage on an attack roll of 19 or 20. Well, I guess that means he can't then use a shield and get that bonus. Yeah. No, that's stupid. Right. I think longbow. An extra 1 to hit, +2 to damage, and a half an attack per round. That sounds rather good. The AC against missiles would be good, but no, I think that's probably the best. So yes. So that's gone up. Done. Oh, okay. Oh. It didn't let me see all the other stuff then. Oh, anyway, he's gone up 7 hit points. That's not that good, really. That's not a good roll, which is a bit of a shame. I was hoping for 10. He's got a constitution of 16, so he should get quite a decent bonus to his, you know, roll. So he's probably got a fairly, like a slightly below average roll there. But it's 7 more hit points. I'm quite pleased with the longbow thing. So yeah, I don't know if he gets any more. Oh, I didn't actually see what the thing said. Let's see if he gets any more. I don't know if he's got any more of these things. I don't know. I just don't know. He got a few saving throw bonuses. But anyway, it's an improvement. And he's got a mere 4,500 hit points. Sorry, experience points. Before his next level up. So, good. That's the thing with the rolls. You can set it so you get the maximum hit points on level up, but Oh, another knoll. Right, Ajantis, time to test out your newfound longbow expertise, which has just miraculously suddenly come to you in the last 2 seconds. Right. Stop, everyone. Yeah, Ajantis did hit with his first arrow. There you go, look. Instant gratification. That's what we all want these days, isn't it? Right.
All, sir.
Okay. Still slightly nervous going toe-to-toe with a knoll because they do hit for big damage with those
Kalas na.
halberds. Okay, another one here. I'll keep you around for this, I might as well.
May darkness prevail.
Yeah!
God, Alwyn, why are you up front for?
My honor is my life.
Okay, everyone.
Your worthless lives end here.
Let's give them a right thrashing!
Have become death.
There you go.
Destroyer of worlds.
That's kind of an example of how we're dealing with these lower level enemies
Hell.
now.
Give me strength!
Fairly efficiently is the
As you
answer.
will.
Right. Right, so we have a house here. Which had 2 spiders outside it and some gnolls. Which is a little bit odd, isn't it? Oh, the fire's on. You can see the smoke coming out of the chimney. So someone is maybe at home. Could Bassilus be in here? Would seem a little odd, but... tell you what I'll do before I go in. I'll just do another one of Imoen's little spellbook things, because that yielded a dexterity increase last time. So let's try it again. It's weird seeing Imoen cast spells. Yeah, dexterity increase. So it's Master Thievery down here underneath the stats. I don't know what that actually means other than she gets 19 dexterity, but I think that gives a slight bonus to her bow. Yeah, it's down to 16 now. Normally it's 17, I think, with her bow. So
With Helm's blessing.
that's about the only pre-buffing we can do. Right, let's go in.
Yeah!
Bit nervous about this. Okay. Anyone at home? Look, you can actually go in buildings and stay in shadows. That's quite interesting. Oh god, hide in shadows failed. What do we have in here? Nothing. Oh, Imoen, come on. I'm just a bit worried about what's in this next room. Okay. Well, nothing apparently. Well, how strange. The fire's on. It looks lived in. But nothing.
What you want? I've done had enough of this.
We're not getting in there, are we?
With Helm's
Which makes it
blessing.
intriguing. And Jantis can't force the lock either.
As you will.
Well. There we go, that's the map done. And no Bassilus. Well, I think I'm probably going to just call it a day here. Thanks, by the way, to Eli, commenter on these videos, who told me how to stop resting the party until fully healed. What I've got now is that it will cast any healing spells, but it will only rest for a defined 8 hours each time. the setting that it was on was that it would rest you until everyone was fully healed, whether that took 8 hours, 16 hours, a whole day. But I didn't really like that, because I think it's just, particularly when you're out in the field, I think it's a bit weird to camp out for more than 8 hours at a time. And besides, you know, you do get all your spells back in those 8 hours. And I've also heard about people who play Baldur's Gate where they have a fighter character with a ton of hit points and resting until healed. And because they didn't have a healer in the party, every time they rested, you know, like 20 days would go by. Because when you're out in the field, it takes that much longer to restore your hit points, you know. And obviously 20 days is a long time and slightly ridiculous from a role-playing point of view. I mean, it sounds a bit weird that your chosen method of convalescence from being stabbed and slashed and bludgeoned is to kind of lie down in a field for 3 weeks, you know. You know, no doctor's going to recommend, you know, doing that. So when we're resting out in the field, it's really just to restore our spells, and serious healing will have to be done at inns and through spells, which I think in role-playing terms is just much more sensible. Yes, we can rest for days at an inn if we need to, and that's fine, that's kind of sensible. That is where you would go to recuperate, just not outside, right? Good, okay. So what have we learned in this session? Well, we've learned that gibberlings are flipping more dangerous than I thought they were. But no, I think apart from that, we have learned, I think, that with Ajantis in this party, these kind of lower level enemies, kind of sub 100 XP enemies, are now pretty much easy to kill, as long as you're sensible with how you set up your party, and as long as they haven't got the jump on you. And well, I suppose we've learned that Thalantir is a rather potentially useful person in the future, and we've got this rather decent ring, which has led to Edwin having 8 spells, which is just phenomenal. I mean, we haven't rested to take advantage of all that yet, but I'm looking forward to it. Again, it's weird, isn't it? It says here, memorised 8 out of 7. So there's obviously something you can do with the ring which just allows you to kind of get 8. I don't know why it's saying 7. I don't know. But anyway, that's where we are. I think we're in a good place now. We haven't found Bassilus, but with the way we are set up now, I think it's a case of Bassilus beware. See you next time.